Welcome students. We are learning about database management system. In previous lecture, we learn about information system uh, and describe about data. That is all kinds of facts and figures, data related to people, place, things or events is known as a data. We learn what is an information. So information in other word is process data. So we learn about database and data model. So the words related and organized are very important in the definition of database. So we learn what is a database and how many data models. So there are three types of data models. That is hierarchical, relational model, and various data model. And we learn what is a database management system, and to keep the database ready with latest data, there is some few tasks. That is database management system, and there are some attributes for good database management system here. And in database management system there are various software we can use from market, that is Oracle Ingress, DB2, SQL Server, MySQL, MS Access, Base. All are name of database management or DBMS software available in the market. So in OpenOffice Base database, which is an open source database and is a part of the OpenShift. Base is based on relational data model. So let's get introduction to Base. Base is a relational database management system. Base is a relational database management system. In short, RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. It is very easy and efficient to access and image and manage. Base has a versatile way to organize information and store it in table. Any relational model is the organization of data into collection of two-dimensional table called relations. So relational model is designed by E.F. Code and is based on the theory of set and relational of mathematics. So a DBMS is based on relational model called RDBMS. Relational model is the most successful data model. It is very successful because of its simplicity. It is easy to understand the data relationship and very easy to manipulate. Base is collection. So base is a collection of related data object known as table, queries, reports and application module. Once again, base is a collection of related data object known as table, queries, report and application modules. Each of these data objects are explained below in detail. So first, table. Table is the basic unit. Remember, table is the basic unit for storing data in database designed for using base. Tables are organized in the form of column and row. Tables are organized in the form of column and rows. Database designer has to create column and title and decide entities in database. Entities are real world objects about which information is to be stored in database. For example, employee will be the first entity while creating database designed for employee attendance system. These details are stored in the form of rows. Each entity generally has collection of attributes associated to it. For example, each employee would have attributes like first name, last name, address, date of birth, contact number, etc. Attributes of an entity are represented in the form of columns. Second object, that is form. Form is an object which allows entering the data in the table and editing or deleting existing data in the table. It consists of format, style, widget like radio button, list box, which helps in providing easy and systematic way to populate table with data. Third object of database management system, that is queries. A question asked. Remember, a question asked within the database environment is known as query. For example, how many Android-based mobile were sold in July in current year? Query display subset of data contained in various table of a database. Fourth one, reports. So in database management system, the output of query in base is displayed in the form of rows and columns. The presentation of information in an organized and readable format as per the user requirement is known as reports. Various complex reports can be generated that can help in taking decision by management in organization. So let's creating sample database for an application in database management system. So our software, that is Base, which is a part of OpenOffice. During the entire journey of learning Base, we will move toward creating of a small application for a hypothetical modern electronic store. This store sell device like mobile, camera, handicap, laptops, notebooks, iPad, smartphone, and accessories related to them. Products are produced from various suppliers. Store has physical shop as well as we shop. The customer can either purchase item walking in the shop or place order online. Salespersons are paid special incentive for converting leads to customers. Let us name the application we are aiming for as store management system. Let us design a sample database for store management system. In later chapter, we will design forms and reports required for this system. Following steps help us to design the required database. So first step. So if you want to create database, first step, decide about whom data is to be stored. Remember, decide about whom data is to be stored. In our example, we will store data pertaining to product, supplier, employee, and customer. So all of these are known as entities. Remember, all of these are known as entities. As discussed earlier, entities can be defined as any person, things, place, or an object about which we store the data in the database. So for each entity, a separate table should be designed. So thus we will design four table named product, supplier, employee, and customer. So first step, to decide entities for database. Second step, decide attribute for entities. So entities means table. So second step, decide what attribute. Remember, decide what attributes of each entity is to be stored. For example, what attribute of product, supplier, employee, and customer should be stored. This attribute will become fields of table. Remember, this attribute will become a field of a table. Attributes can be defined. Remember, attribute means field. Fields can be defined as characteristics of an entity. So you can see here, we have a supplier table and employee table. So first step, decide entities. We decide for electronic stores, supplier, employee. So for supplier, we decide attributes, supplier name, address line 1, address line 2, city, pin code number, contact person name, email ID, and contact number. For employee, we decide attribute, first name, last name, address, city, pin code, email, mobile number, birth date, that is thereafter joining date and designation. We also decide entities for an electronic store, that is customer and product. For customer, we decide attributes, that is first name, customer first name, last name, address, city, pin code, email ID, phone number, and card holder. Then for product entities, decide attributes, product category, model name, supplier name, record level, setting price, quantity on hand, product image, camera pixel size, processor, or operating system, touch screen, Wi-Fi enable, memory slot, FM support, display size, HDD capacity, and weight. So if we decide attributes, then that is which have logical names and physical names of attributes. Logical names are used at the time of designing the data model. Logical names do not translate to simplify into the name that database software will allows us to use. Base allows using a field as first name, but the database application would only accept first name. This limitation is due to the way particular database software has been designed. The name actually used in the internal structure of our table is called physical name. The physical name will always have to conform to the conventions imposed by the software used. Some conventional mentioned below are used to name attributes which help in porting of database design to other database software. Start all attributes name with a letter. For subsequent character, use either letter, number, or underscore character. Do not use a space between word. Instead, separate them with the underscore. Do not use special character except underscore. Use abbreviation if required to keep the length of attribute name short. In the sample application, Camelback notation have been used. Camelback means each word in field name start with capital letter. Example: first name, last name, address line 1, etc. Step number 3. After deciding entities and decide attribute for entities, our third step to decide data type for attribute. See, the decision of what kind of data, remember what kind of data to be entered in each attribute. One has to decide on the data type of each field while designing the table. Deciding data type of each field while designing the table, it is compulsory. Remember, it is compulsory to define the data type of each field. So data type is a way to define storage structure of the field. So when building table in Base, there is a support of a drop-down menu option asking to choose the kind of attribute one wants to store. Following table shows sample record of the create for sample table. See here, it is a sample record here. So which type of or which kind of data we can store in various fields. You can see here in your book also. So data type available in Base. Data type available in Base can be divided into 3 parts. Remember, database can be divided into 3 categories, namely alphanumeric type, calendar type, and binary type. So first of all, we define alphanumeric type. This type consists of letter. This type consists of letters, number, as well as special character. This can be seen in following table. For example, address containing alphabet, special character, as well as number. The appropriate data type to be assigned to the field would be alphanumeric type. Text varchar, see, text varchar, which can be selected as data type. For address field, the number of byte to be allocated to varchar data type depend on the number of character entered by the user. For example, if an address contain 100 characters, 100 bytes would be reserved, and if it contains 50 characters only, then 50 bytes would be reserved. Data type, you can see here, first alphanumeric type. So there are 4 sub data type for alphanumeric type. That is memo, memorandum, we can say. Second, text fix. Third one, text varchar, and fourth one, text varchar ignore case. So all data types have a maximum length 2 GB, and you can see character data type has different nature. It is used when we aware of exact number of character to be entered in the field. For example, we can use it in case of license number, passport number, as they have fixed number of characters. The character data type through has a limitations on number of characters that can be used to store descriptive data type data which has more than 255 characters. Then memo data type is used. This data type allows to store text data up to 64,000 characters. So text varchar ignore case is efficient when the field are used for searching, and it is ensured that whether user will entering searching text in lowercase or uppercase. For example, first name or last name can be stored in text varchar ignore case. Students have to note that computer have different ways to storing alphanumeric character. For example, there is the ASCII code that needs only 1 byte to store a character. These limit the number of possible characters that can be stored to only 256. If it falls short for character sets like Gujarati or Hindi character, Unicode standard, which is used more byte per character, has been now developed, which allows for larger number of character. They store alphanumeric character using UTF-8, which is a code that is incompatible with both ASCII and Unicode. These use 1 or more bytes for each character according to internal calculation. Second, numeric type. This data type is used to store numerical information. See, this data type is only used for numerical information like marks of student, salary of an employee, quantity on hand, or balance in the bank account. Numeric data type attributes are described by the number of bytes that use and whether they are signed or unsigned. So these two factors determine the range of possible value they can be hold. Bayes offers several types of numerical data attributes, both signed and unsigned, that use different amount of bytes. A Boolean number consume the least memory. A Boolean number use 1 byte and it can be stored as yes or no type of data. A floating point number store numbers that have decimal place like 1.715249. Floating points number are the most memory consuming number. Floating point numbers are the only ones that can perform division with good accuracy. Following table lists different numeric data type along with the number of bits or bytes it uses and its range. So see, Boolean, that is which can store yes or no, which can have 1 bit storage space, tiny integer 1 byte, small integer 2 bytes, integer 4 byte, big integer 8 bytes. You can see its range also. Numeric and decimal has no limits, and real data type has 4 bytes capacities. Third one, calendar types. Calendar data types is used. Remember, calendar data type is used to store calendar information like year, month, day, hour, minute, second, and fraction of second. Data type attributes allow storing year, month and day. It is stored in the system through which data is entered. Time type attributes store time of the day, hour, minute and second. Timestamp type attribute is used for recording both time and day of an event. Table list name and description of the calendar data type. You can see here date, time and timestamp. Right. So date can hold only date, time can hold only time, and timestamp can hold date and time both. Binary type. The binary type attributes can store any information that comes as a long storing of zeros and ones. Examples are digitized image and sound. So using this, one can store photo of product or employee and sound snippets or voice messages. Following table lists the details of the binary data type. So if you want to store an image, then you can use long var binary data type, which can hold image or sound. After understanding the data type, the user can assign the data types according to the requirement of input data. Following table shows data type assigned to each field of supplier, product, employee and customer table. You can see for supplier name, use text varchar ignore case, address line 1 and 2, city for city, use text varchar ignore case. For pin code, text fix. You can see here for pin code, use text fix. For contact name, a person, text varchar ignore case. For email ID, text varchar, and for contact number, integer. You can see here. So birth date, date, joining date, for date and description. For description, for designation, use text varchar ignore case. Same way you can see for customer. Usually for customer, use text varchar ignore case. For card holder, use boolean data type. Then you can see for product you can see text varchar for product category, model name, supplier name, reorder level. For reorder level, small integer. For selling price, integer. For quantity on hand, small integer. Use different, it is touchscreen enable for boolean, Wi-Fi enable boolean, for FM support boolean. You can see HDD capacity and weight grams for small integers. So now here, when we know that field will contain only numbers, but we don't expect to perform any calculation or sorting with the values in the field, it is better to use the text data type, and pin code and mobile number have been assigned text data type. Step 4. After all the tables have been assigned their respective field, attributes and data type, a key field has to be decided. We have to understand the purpose of the model name given to each product manufactured by a company. It helps to distinguish a product from another. While buying a product from a shop, there is no confusion. For example, if we are searching the employee table, there may be more than one employee with same name. So thus each table should contain at least one key field which can identify each record of a table uniquely. Remember, uniquely. So uniquely keyword is important for key field. Therefore, there is a need to add this new field as an attribute in the employee table. In terms of database or combination of fields capable of identifying each record uniquely is known as primary key. So in the product table, there is no value in HDD capacity of smartphone. There could be two reasons for this. Either we are not aware of the capacity, or that particular attribute may or may not contain any value. So such type of value are known as null value. A null value means unknown or missing value. Primary key value cannot contain See, primary key value cannot contain duplicate value or null value. Above table shows supplier, product, employee and customer table. The supplier table does not have any field that contain a unique value. We need to add an extra fields as code in the supplier table so that each supplier record can be uniquely identified. The structure of S code should be decided to make it unique. For example, the code will have S as the first character and the other three characters would represent a number. Supplier of modern electronic store can be identified as S001, S002 and so on. Similarly, an attribute P code can be added in product table, E code and employee table and C code in customer table. The model name of the product table can be also act as a primary key because it is uniquely in every product, but the model name consists of various characters with more than 15 characters for each product. So if we designate only 8 characters for the product code, then 99999 product can be identified uniquely. So primary key of a table is also used to establish relationship with multiple tables in the database. Defining primary key is the must for each table. Remember, defining primary key is a must for each table. A table cannot have more than one primary key. So combination of more than one field can serve as primary key. A primary key so design is known as composite primary key. So student, let us design a database in our software base, which is a part of an open office. So let's learn database management system.